Broadcasting live from the Sweetwater Sound Studios. Experience the Sweetwater difference. This is Spectrum 23.9. Your home for variety beyond boundaries. The following is a special presentation of the Spectrum 23.9.
Hello, everyone. It is I, John Graham. We have a lot of catching up to do. So you know what? If we do take a break, it'll probably be a very, very short one. But let me introduce everyone, ourselves at least, that might forget who we are. I'm John Graham. This is my co-host, Will Edwards. Will, how's it going?
Doing good.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm peaking a little bit, so I'm going to turn my microphone down at least. But we're live on Facebook Live and also on the Spectrum239.com, also on the app as well. So yeah. But yeah, just a little bit before 6 o'clock, so let's get talking. As we always do, the Facebook Live is open if you want to chat with us and all that stuff. And believe it or not, actually, kind of funny. I just want to start off by saying this, but kind of funny that our Caden broadcast that we did right before July 4th, that has ironically and kind of cool, the most views on Facebook Live and also the most views on YouTube. Like, I didn't even publish it or even share it anywhere, and it already had like 34 likes or 34 views on it. So let me look to see what we have currently in views and listens. By the way, are you a big Stranger Things fan, Will?
I've heard a bit about it, and I have kind of had some experience when Stranger Things was brought into a specific video game, but I've never watched the TV series.
What video game was it brought into?
It was called Dead by Daylight. It's
okay.
It's like a slasher video game, and they have crossovers of different killers from different movies or video games. They could do that, so
yeah. Well, that's that's pretty awesome. But yeah. So let's kind of start off by so Will asked me how my day was, and I guess I'll go ahead and just state it. I started off. I was supposed to be doing a DJ event for a car show. Right down the road from the Kroger DuPont. However, it got postponed because of the rain. Now, I know those of you, at least that were in Fort Wayne, were like, what rain? We barely got some showers. But I will say that we did get some showers on the way, or I saw some showers on the way home, coming home from my movie, which I went out to go see Jurassic World Rebirth. So that was actually pretty fun to go see. But yeah, so that was kind of my day. Well, you kind of had an interesting day. What all did you do?
Today I just kind of had work. But today I actually decided to try out a new fast food place that recently was made in town. It's called Raising Cane's, and it's pretty much exclusively a chicken-themed fast food place. Because their main brand is chicken. That's actually why it's called Raising Cane's Chicken. So.
Oh, nice. So is it in comparison to Chick-fil-A, because I know everyone usually, or I like I know when I think chicken, I think Chick-fil-A. How does it resonate with Chick-fil-A? You think?
I haven't been to Chick-fil-A that much to know, but I guess first impressions, I think what makes it stand apart is their the low quantity of their menu. Like, as far as the main dishes that they have options to it raisin, they have only four main items, and then they have some like side items, but then they actually have a tailgate options where you could have buy bundles of chicken fingers, like, and they actually go all the way up to 100. So
100, you said?
yeah, 100 chicken fingers you can
Oh,
order.
wow.
And it specifically it says like tailgate, so it's
Oh,
probably,
okay.
so that they probably make certain bundles for those purposes because they have 25, 50, 75, 100.
Yeah, that's probably more for like you said, like tailgating, catering,
Parties maybe.
yeah, like football parties, um, business luncheons, this, that, and the other. So I have yet to try Raising Cane's though, but I think it does sound pretty tasty, pretty tasty.
Yeah. As far as what I think because the thing I got, it's just called the box combo. It's basically
Yeah.
My first impressions of it were the fries was great, and it's crinkle fries, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big fan of those, and they
Yeah.
were pretty good.
Well,
As
that's
far
good.
as the chicken, I would say it's decent, just not my favorite kind of chicken. Theirs are kind of more on the softer side, whereas I'm more of like a crispy guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to try it. Hopefully, here maybe this weekend. I mean, I'm gonna be around this weekend. So technically I could try it whenever. Because Raising Cane's is a bit of a drive for me. Like as I live out southwest, but honestly, 15 minute drive, 20-minute drive. It's like honestly to get really anywhere, I have to drive at least 15 minutes to to get to a place. But what would you what would you rate it? Like, in terms of like stars. Like how many stars would you give it?
Um, to be honest, I never really rate things with stars because there could be a pretty big gap between each star. And
True.
so that's kind of why I prefer like using grades.
Okay.
So I would say probably for me, my first impression is I would give it a B plus. It's decent, but not the very best.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some might call it like kind of like a novelty, because there's this new, and again, this is just slightly off topic. This is just kind of like autism in general, but kind of like so there's a new ice cream place in the mall that basically uses dry ice basically, or basically, yeah, dry ice to make ice cream. It's called Rocket Fizz. But yeah, it's actually, if the next time we're all at the mall, we should definitely try it out sometime.
It's called Rocket Fist.
Rocket Fizz.
Fizz.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I was gonna
yes.
say, like, do we punch someone so hard they fly up like a rocket?
No, no. Unfortunately, no. No one gets to punch anyone in the face. So, but yeah, reminder that we're on Facebook Live. We're waiting for comments to come in. You guys can chat on with us. Actually, I do want to look this up. I do want to verify that. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, it is Rocket Fizz. Oh wait, no. Or actually, no. Sorry, Rocket Fizz is the Jefferson Point location that sells soda pop and candy. Ironically, no one had to correct me for that, but which is a dead relief. I didn't have to be corrected on that. But yeah, so Rocket Fizz is actually in Jefferson Point, but the Rocket, gosh, what is it? Glenbrook Mall. And I go to so much to the Glenbrook Mall, like it's like yeah. Let's see, ice cream place. But yeah, so yeah, rocket science. That's what it's called, rocket science. So yeah, I knew it had rocket in it. So and the fact that I've have walked by some walked by, or I've literally walked by it so many times that I should know what it is. But yeah, so rocket science is what it's called. So yeah, but and also in my defense, I've also walked so many times around Jefferson Point that it's kind of slightly yeah, you can tell it's kind of easy to kind of kind of mix them up, right? But yeah. Rocket Science though, yeah. So Rocket Science ice cream in Glenbrook Mall, definitely something you should check out if you like ice cream. I know that Katie and I have already tried out the s'mores. It's very, very good. Very, very, very good. And also, I want to say mint chocolate chip. I've already tried too. So, but, but yeah. So, but yeah. And speaking of ice cream, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I haven't had ice cream in a long time,
Okay.
but when I used to, probably my favorite was mint chocolate chip.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's mint chocolate chip. And actually, correction, it was Rocky Road that was the second flavor that I tried at Rocket Science. But yeah, so that was pretty. It was a pretty cool experience. And honestly, Fort Wayne has a lot to offer in terms of restaurants. Obviously, you've been to Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A. That's what happens during live programming, folks. Is that this sometimes can kind of have a mind of its own. But yeah, I'm just gonna hold it like this.
No, it doesn't have a mind of its own. It has a mic of its own.
Yeah, it has a mic of its own. So, okay, all right. Anywho, I should probably invest in another mic stand. But this is what we have for right now. So, but yeah. So, and if you come back later, or if you come back in a few minutes, y'all, we're gonna catch you guys up on what we've done. Really kind of on 4th of July. We'll catch you up on the group, what the group has done. So yeah, stay tuned for more great music coming up here on Spectrum 20.9. We'll be with you guys in few short minutes.
Listen to the DJ Andrew Show on the Spectrum 23.9. Playing the best variety Monday through Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sweetwater Sound Studios. Experience the Sweetwater difference. This is Spectrum 23.9. Your home for variety beyond boundaries.
All right, hello there. Welcome back. This is Spectrum 22.9 Amplifying Voices. Man, that's a mouthful. And for those of you who are... for those of you who caught this or are catching this on YouTube, you can actually catch the uncut version of it on Facebook Live for a limited time with the music. If you want to, just kind of stay glued to what happened behind the scenes. But yeah, so catching everyone up because obviously we have, kind of taken a hiatus between really the week before the 4th of July to obviously now with July 16th. Because number one, on the 4th of July, and I guess this is kind of catching everyone up, me and Caden went to Sierra Point again. And actually, not as busy as you would think, honestly. And honestly, if it was while it was busy, it wasn't dead. But also at the same time, too, everyone, and I feel like this is kind of like kind of the course that Sierra Point's going to take the entire summer, is basically most of the action in terms of like wait time and all that stuff are going to be around Siren's Curse, which is the newest ride, and Top Thrill Dragster, or I guess Top Thrill 2, as it's being called now. Because Kay and I actually wrote Siren's Curse early on July 4th, and only waited like 38 minutes. I definitely gotta say though that it's definitely worth it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's a blast. I had a blast. But another reason too that why we kind of took a hiatus is not for personal reasons, but for work reasons. Because my full-time job at Amazon, you might have noticed, some Prime Day sales going on. Well, yeah, I was kind of included in on that. Helped deliver many smiles, many packages. I think we had 22,000 packages just for our DSP alone. And obviously that kind of, stretched around the time that we, that we would be on the air. And obviously with the exception of today, that we're broadcasting today, because I'm busy on Friday as well, I figured, we really need to catch you up on everything that's been going on. Obviously between me and Caden going to Sierra Point, the Prime Day deals going on that were going on. But really, that's kind of like what all I want to catch up you guys on, at least for now. But Will has some big news too that he'd like to share. That also happened between the last time we were on the air and now. So, Will, what's your big news?
Well, so I would say about 3 weeks ago, I believe that's when I first started, because today or yesterday, it would have been my fourth or fifth time. I would say fourth though, being at my new job.
Okay.
And basically, the place is called CCT Enterprises. So basically, to kind of give a basic explanation of what it is, it's basically metal manufacturing, and they manufacture those metals to give to certain customers. So it's kind of like a factory. So basically, as of right now, it's been doing pretty good.
Well, So you said it's a factory.
Yeah, it's a factory.
So what do you make there?
As far as me, I haven't been tasked with making metal. As of right now, I've been work that I have been doing. I've been mainly doing inventory with the metal. Like, for
Okay.
example, I might put them into boxes so they could be shipped out. Another example is I have to weigh and measure them to make sure they're good enough. And and there's some other things as well, but what's cool is the variety of stuff. Like, there is no one specific thing I do. Now, obviously, I could. Like, there are some workers that are assigned.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah, I just had to
Okay.
hiccup.
Okay.
There are some people that have specific roles on the job. As for me, right now I'm kind of just an all on hands kind of guy where it's like, if you have a task for me, I'll do it. Then when I get it done, we'll move on to the next thing. So as of right now, I would say the positives of the work is I would say it's very productive. There's not 1 minute that I won't have something to work on.
Yeah.
So that way I'm staying on track with what I'm doing for the entire duration of the work.
Yeah.
The second thing is it's a lot more physically demanding, so that basically requires you to take the work more seriously, because
Yeah.
if you're doing a more laid-back job, you might not be as motivated to take it seriously because it's not a requirement to take it seriously.
Yeah.
And the third thing is, because of the variety of different tasks I could do, it adds a bit of thrill to the job, to where it's like, okay, what's next for me? What's the next challenge ahead? Compared to, like, if you know what you're gonna do when you go into work and it's the same thing every day, it can be kind of boring.
Yeah.
Now, as far as just the negatives, and these are just minor things, the first one is how early I wake up for my shift. It's from 7 to 3:30, so I wake up at 5:30,
Yeah.
which isn't that bad. I mean, I wake up around that same time when I have to drive outside of town for karate tournaments.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is it can get pretty hot in the factory because
Yeah.
because they haven't installed an air conditioning in the factory area itself. They do have it in, like, the more inside areas, like the break room and the office areas.
Yeah.
Now, they do have fans blowing in there, but really it's only hot in there if you're, like, moving around quite a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously the best way to counter that is just to make sure you're putting on deodorant, because I learned that the hard way the first time I went there,
Yeah.
because it was a lot hotter in there than I wouldn't say hotter in there, like I wasn't uncomfortable, but it was kind of
Yeah.
like, wow, okay, I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a shower when I get home. So
Yeah.
so as of right now, I'm enjoying it right now, and it's only just the first few days, and
That's good.
I'm sure I'll continue being introduced to newer things.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I just think it's really cool.
Well, that's really awesome for you. Like congratulations on that. Well, is now this is a Monday through Friday job, right?
As of right now, I'm working part-time. I'm still doing my ice house job on top of it, but after a certain time period, like maybe say at the beginning of fall, I'll be given an option to make it full-time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So pretty much for the summer season, it's kind of more of like a trial period for me to
Yeah.
kind of see, like, okay, is this something that I'll enjoy and do long term? And then when that time comes, I can say, yeah, this might be something I'll do full time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how it feels like right now. So
Well, and that's very cool. And because honestly, much like you, actually, my first full time job actually was I was actually working in a factory as well in New Haven. It was called Parker Hannifin, and much like your factory, there wasn't there wasn't really much AC in the plant. Yeah, they had a lot of fans running, and all that. So
which I guess this actually does lead to the second slight issue, which is really it's only an issue for people that have like health problems, and that is the air quality, because it's because you're gonna have like a lot of different because metal is being manufactured, that's gonna start filling up in the air and all that, and it could make breathing kind of a little bit harder for some people. Now, it's only really an issue kind of like on a level of like when the air quality is over 100, and that really is only something that will affect people that, say, might have respiratory issues or just can't filter the air properly. But in a way, that's kind of beneficial that I'm working in that environment, because it teaches me to breathe through my nose, because your nose can actually filter out that like bad air compared to, say, you breathe through your mouth, because your mouth doesn't filter anything and your nose does.
Yeah.
It's actually for that reason there's some people, they actually sleep by taping their mouth shut, and this pretty much trains them to breathe through their nose, and this supposedly improves different areas of their life by learning how to breathe properly.
Yeah. Well, So in case you missed it, and if you're watching on Facebook Live, Will here has a new part-time job. That it's kind of like kind of like a trial run in a factory. Where basically where they make like metal. However, he is not really making the metal itself. He's more taking care of inventory. And much like my job at Parker Hannifin, where I would make kind of like metal pieces too. That would be like I think we put it like in air conditioning units. Now, do you did they tell you what where the metal supplies are going, the final metal supplies?
I don't, and this was just recommended by my dad, but that it's probably best that I don't really share those details, because some, like, say, competitive companies might take that knowledge to benefit them. So that's why I don't really go into too much detail about what they make, just that they do make metal, but you can make anything out of metal. So
true. And Aaron South responds, I would consider working in a factory is pretty fun, but exhausting at the same time, and I enjoy with the radio station part-time. Always great to be a supporter.
Which I guess is somewhat true. It can be exhausting. For me, it's like I guess it was kind of exhausting in the sense that it was a lot more. It kind of pushed me a bit more than I expected. But then I was like, okay, well, now I know what to expect, and I'm prepared for it, and I'll just get adapted to it. Because that's kind of how it is with everything. Like when you do something new, it's like, okay, this kind of feels like it's out of your element, but the more times you do it, the more times you'll get better at it until it kind of becomes second nature. Like, for example, like me, like throwing up punch is one of those things where it's like I've done it so much that I don't really need to think it to do it, because it's just a thing in my memory where it's like, yeah, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, so like summarizing kind of like what, before we get to summarizing, I did want to mention, too, that, that honestly, like, I would actually kind of side with Will that evening showers actually, I think, are a lot more better, especially if you have issues sleeping or if not, because honestly, especially at a factory job or even driving for Amazon, like you get all hot and sweaty, and and it just makes sense to kind of wash that off before, so you're not like getting into bed all sweaty and dirtying up your sheets.
Yeah. Which I guess does lead to this counter argument, which is that you don't want to do it right before you go to sleep, because especially if you use like hot water, you're going to feel hot going into bed, and say maybe your hair hasn't fully dried, it'll be a mess in the morning, and if you don't shower in the mornings, it could be an issue. So probably if you are going to do evening showers, you might want to do it like an hour or two before you go to bed.
Yeah.
For me, I've always just been like a morning person. So
you mean like a morning shower person, or just okay. Yeah. Definitely, and actually, this leads to an interesting question. So, are you guys a morning shower person or an evening shower person, or do you like to shower both morning and evening? I'm really turning more into evening person, especially since like on days where I'm working, I'm usually getting all sweaty and all that. Or the counter argument, do you like to shower in the morning? So you're not like all like smelly in the morning. Because I will admit there are times, not recently, where I might have like night sweats. Where I will be very where I'll like shiver, in my bed, and that'll make me sweaty for whatever reason and smelly. So obviously that's really kind of my counter argument. When I like to shower, usually now in the evenings, but yeah. And Aaron is a night shower person.
And I guess this is one of those like topics where it's like it kind of depends on what you prefer and what your requirements are. That will benefit you the most when it comes to either one. And quite honestly, the more I think about it, if I want to go out somewhere after work and I'm been sweaty, then yes, I would probably prefer to shower before before I see my friends or date or whatever. But yeah, so that's kind of like where I kind of sit on that. Is I've definitely turned it more into a night shower person. So I'll go ahead and like those comments. And also Kate says hello there, fellas. I could just kind of envision that in a hello, kind of like in a mom voice. So, but yeah. So, but yeah.
catch up with catch up with us in a few minutes. We're going to take another breather, as we are going to as we're going to kind of gather our thoughts on what we want to talk about next. It'll probably be our third and final segment, so stay tuned. You're listening to Spectrum 23.9, and this has been Amplifying Voices.
Listen to Spectrum 23.9 online by going to the Spectrum 23.9 app with you on the go by searching the Spectrum 23.9 in Google Play and the App Store.
All right, y'all, we're back here on July 16th, 2025. And again, if you are catching us on YouTube, you can catch the uncut version of it on YouTube with or on Facebook with all the music. And I just kind of left the shot very briefly because, the sun was coming in more as the sun is setting. Very beautifully, and there was more light on me and not on Will. So,
I mean the main host has to get the most light, you know.
I guess so. You know, like I honestly feel like I'm probably much more tanner than you are.
I guess maybe like face-wise, I don't know if maybe it's just the camera, but do I? Oh yeah. Now that I actually look at it, I do look whiter. But then again, I also there's a big difference here.
Oh,
but I don't. I think it might also be the camera. I think this isn't as white as it actually looks in person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think part of it might be the light on the camera, but I do also just think you had more sun than me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just kind of. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Our last segment tonight is going to be kind of about the group and kind of things that the group is doing. So this past Monday, we celebrated Christian's 21st birthday at Red Robin. No one got liquored up, because I think I remember that Christian just had like a Dr. Pepper, but we had 10 people, which I think is our biggest. Probably just as big as your 21st birthday event.
I would think so. Yeah, I think we both had our probably the biggest birthday get-togethers, and I guess it makes sense because both of us turned 21, and that's kind of like a once in a lifetime kind of birthdays. Like they're the most special ones. Like some of the special ones are like when you first hit the double digits, when you first become a teenager, when you first become an adult, when you become a legal adult, as I like to say, like legal to drink. When you become the 30, which is the next double digits, and then 40, 50. Those are kind of like the new stages of your life. So So, but yeah, I would definitely say that it was a very good turnout for Christian's birthday, and the fact that Christian kind of has also kind of taken a silence from social media, like it means that he made such more of a difference, or as big of a difference as me or Will, because as we were saying that, Will's parties were at Olive Garden, and I think they had just as many people, come out for the parties, and this is kind of really becoming like a big thing, and also we just have a new member that I don't know how old he is, but I would probably bet he's probably either 21 or just under 21. And also kind of, I think also too, kind of that something that felt special to me is that many of you probably don't know who Zach, aka Ben, is, but Ben has a very, very picky. He's kind of a picky eater.
And I know one of his stories from Red Robin was like, that he hates it, and he just had a bad experience about it or with it. It wasn't the service or anything like that. He just had a past bad experience. And I had asked him, listen, we're gonna celebrate Christian's birthday, and I know you and Christian and V get along with it all. Would you both be open to coming out to the party? And they were. It was a downright yes, because because they were all friends, or the four of us are all close friends. So it felt good, and I'm sure it probably felt good for Zach to get out, to a place that he hasn't really been to often, with whether it be because of a bad experience. Yeah. There it goes again. And again, that's why I don't want.
We should do like a count of how many times the mic dropped. That was 4 times.
This is going to be going into the gag reel for sure.
The gag reel.
Gag reel.
Gag reel.
Have you never heard of the term gag reel?
No, I have not.
So gag reel basically is basically kind of like okay. Have you ever heard of the term flub?
Flup.
Flub.
I'm not sure. Maybe
so,
if I have, I might have heard it from SpongeBob.
So, flub is actually the many times that like that. Yeah. So flub is, I guess, the best way to explain it is just kind of just screw ups, and also kind of just many times that like that it okay, so like a flub is kind of like during like a movie take when an actor or actress might come in early on their take, or like might screw up a line, or might like or might like say a curse word, or at the wrong time. So yeah, that's really what a flub, aka a gag reel, is basically just it's just them going off script, them stepping like kind of like how I just kind of went out of scene. That would be kind of like a gag reel. It'd be like they'll come back in and be like, whoops, did I do that?
I mean, I thought that would either be called a fluke or just improvising.
Well, I mean, like improvising would be kind of like how we improvise the show, like a lot of the time. It's just we just kind of like we just kind of like go with it, But yeah, that's kind of like what a gag reel would be. Is basically kind of like screw ups, someone. Kind of going into the shot that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, because the reason why it confused me is because when I heard the word gag, I was like, is somebody gonna like choke on something?
No. No. I mean, normally, yeah, that would be the right term. Like, I mean, that's also gagging too, if someone is choking on food, or can't get it, or whatever. But yeah, that's definitely going into the gag reel, for sure. And, but yeah. So, but yeah, like again, just kind of, but the main point though about Red Robin is that, I mean, yeah, like I'm patient. I am patient. As much as you, but I feel like maybe I probably should have allowed for a little bit more time. But you normally would think, yeah, you can probably usually get 10 people in and out of a restaurant in an hour and a half. But yeah, because normally Red Robin, me and Kane go to Red Robin sometimes. So I love going to Red Robin when I can. But yeah, so that's just kind of like my thoughts on that. But another event coming up for the group, and I can actually just talk casually like this, and you probably could too, is that so Aaron South is going to be hosting a firework event slash cookout. So yeah, I don't think we've ever had anything like that. Hopefully it's a good turnout. Hopefully. What are your thoughts on it, Will? Are you excited for it? Do you like fireworks?
I would say they're cool. I just don't have the most experience being around them, just because you only do them so many times a year. Like even for me during 4th of July, I just decided to just make a fire that night.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And I was just listening to fireworks around me. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be interested to know, like how much of a budget Aaron's working with. Because it could be something as small as sparklers, or he could literally light up the night sky. But just, again, from a liability standpoint, everyone needs to be careful when around fireworks. Make sure that you're not blowing off anyone's hands or fingers.
I do hear about that quite a lot. So,
yeah.
Because fireworks are literally bombs. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like bombs will be bursting in the air.
Yeah.
So
maybe if you shoot an RPG in the air, but then again, it's like it needs to hit something to detonate.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But and also there are a couple. And also kind of coming up, there's also a couple movies coming out that the group is going to be doing. Fantastic Four: First Steps comes out on the weekend of July 25th, and The Naked Gun comes out the first weekend of August. So that will be, I feel like that will be a treat. I'm a big Naked Gun buff, so it'll be interesting to see how they what they come up with, because this is kind of like a retro movie that they're redoing. So yeah, but yeah, it'll be good and it'll be fun, I hope. But I mean, so far the reviews for both movies are pretty solid. And I'm kind of like you. I'm patient when it comes to movies. Like, I actually, again, I kind of sat through Jurassic World Rebirth today, hearing kind of the worst, and actually, honestly, it wasn't that bad. I would at least probably give it like a B plus, kind of like how I've given Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, and I think partly for that reason is like the early reviews that you hear are not reviews from people that watched the movie. It's rather people that were working in the industry trying to break it down as much as possible to see, okay, how many wrongs are there in this movie that we can make our reviews about, so we can determine what the Rotten Tomato score is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's why I don't really believe that stuff, because a really good example of this is the Minecraft movie. It had, I'd say, less than 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, but had over 90% on audience score.
Yeah.
Because the people that were judging the movie were people that were trying to break it down and see the worst in it, whereas the audience, they're there to see the best of it. And those two worlds can be completely different when it comes to how you look at a movie. Because the Minecraft movie, it's one of those movies where it's like, you're not supposed to pay attention to the story. You're supposed to just pay attention to funny moments and the adventures and kind of just the nostalgic feel of it, considering Minecraft is such a long time game that's been staying afloat for I'd say over 10 years.
Yeah. Chicken jockey.
Yee.
Yee. Yee. And yeah, kind of like how Will said. I mean, Jurassic World Rebirth has a low Rotten Tomatoes score, but like it has like an audience score, maybe not through the roof, but like but definitely up there, definitely up there. One other thing too, I want to touch on that I feel like I'm excited for is the group finally is going to get together and do a Cedar Point trip. We're going during Labor Day weekend, which is that Sunday, August 31st, and Monday, September 1st, which Labor Day is usually always on the first Monday of September, and this year is actually on the first day of September. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I feel like we'll probably either get kind of like the same amount of people that have their season pass, maybe like a few others that might want to be involved. But yeah, so that'll be a fun trip. That'll be a fun trip for sure. So, yeah. Well, so yeah, this is going to do it for now. Unless is there anything you want to touch on before we go for the night?
I don't think so, but I just hope you all have a great day today.
Yes. We hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Since honestly we came on the air tonight, we will not be running this Friday. However, if you want to, you can tune in again to this rebroadcast this upcoming Friday night before Eli and Drake's show on Spectrum 20.9. So, with that, we're going to call the night. And Will wants to wish you guys all a happy good evening. So from John Graham, myself, to Will Edwards, we wish you a good night.